Hello fellow cultivators. This video we are going to walk through the Taoist Mind Pavilion and Mindsnap Temple quest chain in Tale of Immortal. And this is a quest chain that you can get two different type of reward. And one is basically a rewrite destiny, a special one, either from Taoist Mind Pavilion or Mindsnap Temple. Another is actually a mount, which will grant you more Taoist fruits. And to be my surprise, they are actually not exactly related. So how to trigger this quest? You start come to Yumo and you will hear two NPC talking about something great evil being born and some as strong as heaven chosen can be suffered. And here it does give you a little bit hint about how to trigger this beast infested area. So yeah, to trigger this quest, you need to go to beast infested areas in Immortal region, aka any kind of small dungeons. You know those tiny little dungeons where you can see on the map things like this. So you need to get into this dungeon and you will see that among all the rooms, there is one room that is marked with a little skull. And that is the room you need to go to. And when you enter the room, you will see that there is a person lying on the ground. This is a corpse like this. When you come close, you can press E to interact, and you will find that it is a perfectly dressed body, and on the head, it seems that the Taoist mind is shattered. It used to be a heavenly chosen, but now she is already dead. And now what you can do is either you can plunder or investigate or bury or live quietly. Do not live quietly, or actually do not choose any of the things. What you need to do is choose investigate, because in this way you will find out the ugly color Taoist fruit and crumb of the letter, and you can trigger this quest chain. If you choose to plunder, then you will get a little bit of spirit stones, but you do not have anything in continuation. And if you choose to bury it, and yeah, you will gain a little bit of righteous point, and again, you do not trigger the quest. Once you come out of the dungeon, you can take a look at the ugly Taoist fruit as well as the letter. So the Taoist fruit has no use. Basically, you can only discard it. But the crumbled letter is actually interesting. So if you open this letter, first of all, it talks about Sage Tianbao's Taoist fruit, and it will be on sale for 3 months. And this is basically a hint for the next step of this quest, that you will find Sage Tianbao who is selling Taoist fruit. And that will happen in 3 months' time. But also, look at the first two lines. Actually, the second line was not translated that well. So, tired of getting insta-killed so often by strong enemies and immortal tournaments, frustrated over how often your hard-earned Taoist fruit, what? Your hard-earned Taoist fruit getting robbed. That's the original Chinese line there. So, this is actually a reference to a player's action at the earlier version of this game. And this is because in early versions, unlike now, you have so many different ways to gain skill fruits, which is very important if you want to have all red mind skills, of course. So in early version of the game, the only way you can gain skill fruits, kind of the only way, is via those immortal tournaments, which happens, I don't know, every year, every 2 years, every 3 years, and you only get not a lot of fruits there. And so what the players usually do is they will mark numbers 2 to numbers 4, those NPCs, and they attack them, rob them, kill them to gain all those Taoist fruit back. And imagine you are the NPC. First of all, you got insta-killed by the MC, the main character, aka us. Also, even if you manage to get number 2, your Taoist fruit were hard-earned ones were taken away immediately. So that's very frustrating. And I found it quite fun that the dev actually put this as a reference when they make this quest. So, yeah. 3 months later, if you add Yumo, or maybe you add any other region, you will meet the fake Tianbao. And yeah, he's selling Taoist fruits. Very cheap, 800 spirit stones, 30,000 spirit stones, that's it. And it appear as this little icon on the map. And notice that this actually will not appear in your mission list. I believe even if you missed this icon and if you pass the next month, it will still be on this map. The problem is since there's no notification or anything, if you completely forgot where you trigger this event, you probably don't remember where this icon is. So try to do this first, and this will be definitely death fight. So you come to here, you see people talking about this, and definite scam, obviously. And we come to there and look at this face. Look at this face. Here I want to talk about something before we make any choice. That is, every single choice or most of choice in this event chain, it will change the affinity of you and between you and the two different fractions. So either you become more closer to Taoist Mind Pavilion or you become more closer to Mindsnap Temple. And now the thing is, if you in the end you only care about what kind of red destiny you get, it is Supernova Sword or King of the Dark River, then it doesn't matter all of these affinities, because what kind of red destiny you get is only depending on one special choice you make. Alright, just that one choice. Everything else doesn't matter, and I will show you in this video how it is. But the affinity does matter what kind of gear or mount you will get. So basically you will, or which fraction you will join in the end. And so if you are caring about this for whatever reason, for roleplay or just like that, then you need to make choices carefully that you want to make Taoist Pavilion, Mind Pavilion like you more, or you want to make Mindsnap Temple to like you more. So yeah, if you choose tactically refuse here, because probably, this ugly Taoist fruit doesn't look that great. And yeah, that is a smart choice, because in that way you are siding with Taoist Mind Pavilion and you will gain more affinity towards them. Or if you agree to the purchase, I mean, in the end it's the same thing, but in this way you will gain more affinity with Mindsnap Temple instead. And doesn't matter which one you choose, because you will always end up in a fight, and Sage Tianxuan will appear and tells you, how dare you impersonate Tianbao. So this is not real Tianbao. So it's not the one. But it's actually a fake one, and while these two are fighting, this fake Tianbao will try to attack you, try to absorb your energy. So this is a fight that you are most likely to lose if you just start this quest at Origin Spirit, and if you're playing higher difficulties, because it will be very difficult. However, even if you win, it will be the same thing. I mean, I will show you here. In this case, I managed to win because I am using a freezing build. So, and even if you manage to kill Sage Tianbao like here, he will say, I will be doomed if you cannot do something about it. Basically, he tried to gain all HP and you instantly die. So it doesn't matter. And then Tianxuan comes out and Mindsnap Temple's gone. How dare you pretend to be a Taoist Pavilion member? He uses super fancy Supernova Sword, fancy thing, and then defeat Tianbao and say, oh, you are heavily wounded and need to be treatment. But he has something else to do. Oh well. So in this way, you can say that, yeah, you probably should side with Taoist Man Pavilion, because after all, Tianxuan saved you. But in the end, it is your own choice. And then 3 strange people, black rogue people, managed to save the fake temple. Once you have triggered the entire Taoist Mind Pavilion event chain, small events will randomly happen as you are just normally roaming around on the map. For example, like this, and usually they start with this black dialogue, as if something is hidden. Not this guy, this is just something on the map, and normally those randomly happening events will appear as a small icon on the map, and it doesn't really matter with the main quest. So inside this Taoist Mind Pavilion quest, there are like 4 main events. The first investigation is one, the second is the fake Tianbao selling fruits, and we already passed this too. And the third one will be a battle, which is actually very similar to those randomly happening events, so it's very easy to miss the third one. The thing is, if you miss the third one, then you cannot continue this quest. But if you miss those random events, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, the third one happens with actually proper more dialogues with the Bitterfly, where actually she will appear. So make sure you see that. Now let's just see those small random events. So in this event, you will find that lightning and thunder happens. So basically a lightning retribution happened. And one cultivator had a wizard, aka died. So yeah, one HC, probably heavily chosen, never managed to break through again. And now you will see that this person, who is a Taoist Mind Pavilion member, but he is also black-robed. So those black robe people are not necessarily Mindsnap Temple people. They can be Taoist Mind Pavilion people as well. And in a way, both of them can plunder the Dao fruits from HC. The only difference is the Taoist Mind Pavilion, they will get a fruit after HC dies. And like in this way, he will take the fruit from the HC's forehead, and then they will take it back for their Taoist tree to grow better. But for Mindsnap Temple, they will literally kill HCs who are still alive to do the thing. So that's the main difference of their actions. And then you will see that there's one NPC actually have showed her face. And this is so those random events sometimes will reveal the member of these two secret sects to you. And you would, for example, a Taoist Mind Pavilion one, you will see this Bagua kind of icon behind the NPC. And fun thing is you can look at the NPC's backstory and then you will see that there are something always like eager, for example here, eager to eliminate a member of the rival organization to pursue the organizational vision. And these are those organization activities. And this will only show to you if the entity's true identity, for example, this person, a Taoist Mind Pavilion member, is revealed to you officially, because otherwise it will be blurred out and you can't see it. And here we go, another small event. A Mindsnap temple member, I heard an important member of Taoist Mind Pavilion nearby. And your newcomer here don't know a priestess, but if she's pleased, she will reward us generally. It's talking about Bitterfly. And go capture the Taoist Mind Pavilion scum. And you could obviously follow them. And when you follow them, you will see these two Mindsnap Temple member trying to attack this Taoist Mind Pavilion member, Shaoleren. And again, we have someone will be revealed as the Taoist Mind Pavilion member. Now the question is, will we be able to see his backstories? Not really. Haven't really seen any. Here. So this is an example. So right now his identity was not entirely revealed. That's why you don't see the background yet. And you would see here that you do not know what is his backstory at some point. But if you look very carefully, you see this Taoist Mind Pavilion here. So you know that this is just he's doing something with the Taoist Mind Pavilion. And in this case, because he does not have the special rewrite destiny, you can actually see his destinies. However, if he has this supernova sword at his rewrite destiny and his identity is not revealed, you cannot see his what kind of destiny he has as well. Now let's just continue the story. Separate secrets. That Tianbao, despicable clown himself. Interesting. Who's there? And while these two goes look around, this man directly escapes. The Bitterfly bitch just sent you to catch me and hold of those clowns like you. Sassy. And interestingly, in this case, this guy's identity does not really get revealed, seems to be. Another Taoist Mind Pavilion event. As you're walking, you see your enemy defeated by someone after a fierce fight. I do not really have an enemy. Or, what are you talking about? An enemy? I do have an enemy? They open and approach your enemy carefully, ready to land the final blow. As your enemy about to be killed, a man in black robes and knocks out your opponent. Okay, this is a perfect maneuver of our Taoist Mind tree. Prepare to die, Ming Cong Hui. You hate me. Were you my enemy before? What did I do to you? Actually, never noticed. Well, yeah, this happens. I guess it triggers when you have an enemy. So, your enemy suddenly jumps up and tries to attack the black robe person, but the black robe person managed to deal with her easily, and yeah, his identity was revealed. So, again, you can see his background and his backstory now. Another small event, when you get into the tavern in the region, you will find some person who seems to be drunk and ask you to drink with him. And again, his identity won't be shown. I mean, here seems that Okay, yeah, here you go. Again, shaded thing, and you know that he's a member of Mindsnap Temple, actually, in this case, but the game just won't show it to you. That's how it is. So, of course, we can sit down and drink, and in this case, you drink it up, and you feel something good. So, you will gain a little temporary buff. And he's talking about it tastes great, right? Okay. So next time you come to the tavern, you will find this drunken man again. Apparently he cannot hold on for long, and he sees you, comes in, and again, come and drink with me. Again, let's sit down and drink, because who don't like buffs? So cheers, drink it up. And again, you feel good, and you get another buff, which is even good, better. The taste is good, isn't it? It's the fruit of flesh and blood. Okay, I know it, so what? And finally, you meet him again. The drunkard seemed to be completely crushed. Why did I do that? I don't want to do it anymore. Take it, the evidence of my crime. Kill me. I'm the number one sinner in this world. I mean, it's okay. It's just Dao fruit. That's all. Now, this kind of event is actually the one which can help you to change the affinity, between these two fractions. Basically, you see the two faction members fighting each other. And you come to it, and obviously you will try to get in. And here, usually you will find two either, fractions fighting each other. So you need to choose one side to join. And obviously, which side you join, it will change your affinity. So let's say in this chance, I help the Taoist Mind Pavilion, and you see the affinity increases. Sometimes the battle can get a bit difficult, but most time I would say it's still fairly easy if you have a certain build. And you defeat that other side, and usually this will give you something as a gratitude. For example, here, this is the Taoist Mind Pavilion's reward. And there are also cases like this that you will find, again, some icon on the map, but when you come in towards the icon, you trigger the event, but instead of two branches fighting, one branch is already won. And in this case, you have the choice of, helping the wounded person or just wait and see. So again, this is one of the types you can change your affinity towards one side. So here I choose wait and see, so that a Taoist Mind Pavilion member will be killed. And you notice that this female character I'm choosing the Mindsnap Temple side. And the male character I'm choosing Taoist Mind Pavilion side. And then we also have other random events like this that you actually do not need to fight, but in general just small icon. And it's very hard to distinguish which icon is for fight, which one is not. So maybe save beforehand. And in case like this, you just find a corpse on the ground and you come in, you press E to, obviously, you will investigate as usual. And in this case, you again get actually a Taoist Mind Pavilion thing. And I didn't mention, but this thing that's for the Taoist Mind Pavilion thing, when you click on it, you need to pay 8,000 spirit stones, and then you will gain some Taoist fruits. And if it's the Mindsnap Temple, if you choose to help Mindsnap Temple, you also get something like this. You will spend 1 year of your lifespan and again get some Taoist fruit. I mean, it's very little payment, of course. But yeah, so the whole event chain is designed as such you encounter all those random small events, and you will gain a lot of skill fruits from it, because all of these are designed to help you gain more skill fruits. Everything's about skill fruits of this entire event chain. Yet another event, but this time you trigger this by enter the tournament place, and you will see that the tournament announcer is talking with a Taoist Mind Pavilion member. Yes, they are connected. So when you choose this option, you will actually find one Mindsnap Temple member try to do something, and his or her identity will be revealed. And yeah, so in this case, you will know that, okay, tournament is related with whole event. Another event, so right here, both are from Taoist Mind Pavilion. And they seem to have not noticed you. We come to here, digging up something on one cliff. A moment later, the black-robed people pull out several bodies. You keep a distance, cannot see the body's face. You can only tell they are indeed dead. Aha! This, I believe, it is actually the third event. The third, actually, key event. Basically, you need to go through this event in order to continue the quest. As you can see, it's really similar to one of the random events. So, what a crime to do this to a heavenly chosen. They use weight here we occupy the steel. Along dead bodies. I never thought it would be so glad to do it in broad daylight. The Mindsnap temple is being so wild, huh? And yeah, you see that Sage Tianxuan will appear. Now you know it's a main quest. So you need to do this. Hurry up and deal with the dark seated bodies. Yes. And of course, the Mindsnap temple mystery man is actually Bitterfly. You dig out the bodies of heaven chosen and forge downfall this way. Well, you see that they are already dead, so I don't really care. What's there to torment? So, Mindsnap temple app game. Now you can choose one to join. Bitterfly Spirit. It's you. Little Xuan, have you missed me? Oh well. So, let's keep watching and wait for opportunity. In this case, many times, actually, I believe what is going on here, it is not Bitterfly herself. But it's very common that Mindsnap temple have a very high level of empathy. So if you encounter this at, let's say, Origin Spirit, and you tried it and realize Mindsnap temple empathy too strong, it's in Narsen, so you can't defeat it, just choose the other side to join. Because it doesn't matter. Here, which side you choose doesn't matter. The only thing matters is the next key event. So, Tianxuan will ask us to join. After all, he helped us, so I might actually help him. But as usual, if you cannot defeat the Mindsnap temple side, try to join their side. You see that she's talking about send her subordinate, so it is not really her. I know sometimes they are very strong and it makes you feel like it must be herself, but I don't think that is the case. And look at this. And we're not bad. So she will leave. His true Bao Tianxuan is happy, so he will give us a letter. So now we have this secret letter. And I believe it's the same thing if you help the other side. You will also receive a letter, and if you open this letter, you will see slay the evil to uphold justice until all enemies are wiped out. Half a year later, I will thank you in person. So next key event, half a year. So here's the thing, if you have better affinity, so Bitterfly Spirit will actually talk to you about you being handsome and charming hero, and say the Tianxuan seems to have been into trouble. So your first choice is to help him. And in this case, if you help her, Tianxuan will say, my friend, you made a wrong choice. But yeah, as I mentioned, to be honest, I don't really care about the choice here because first of all, it doesn't matter about the right destiny. And second, I have a lot of small events to help me balance out affinity. And in this case, if I help Bitterfly Spirit, I defeat Tianxuan and he will run away. And at the end of this, let's see, Bitterfly Spirit will thank us and says follow the instructions within, we'll meet again. You get a secret letter. And let's open this letter. Guess what? Slay the evil, uphold justice again. So everyone thinks they are the justice. And yes, half a year later, you will meet the next step event triggers. And in this case, I do not have the video about if I chose Mindsnap temple before, but at least in this case, the Taoist Mind Pavilion member, Mystery Man, looking for me and tells things about, you need to look for this monster woman. And if you come to this woman, talk with her, and you can ask either male or female. Again, this will change the affinity. So choose as you, whatever you want to do. And she will tell you that, yeah, there seem to be two whatever spoken some kind, never seen before Taoist mind, and you need to go to this Everfrost cave, and it is always on the top right corner of the map near the Panlong mountain, and you need to fight Zhujian. So once you come to this north ice cave, before that, try to save because you will immediately get into a battle. It's annoying, and I'll save it beforehand. And Zhujian is one of the more dangerous fight in this game, mostly because Zhujian's his stats scales with your realm. So basically, you come to it at Origin Spirit, it will be easy. I'd say not really easy because it will still just have lower stats. And if you come to it at, let's say, Enlightenment or Transcendent, the Zhujian will just become even more stronger. So no matter what, you have to deal with this kind of difficult fight. And yeah, so try to come to him while you are somewhat prepared. And Zhujian does have a very easy to understand pattern. So basically, the first thing it does is start something like this, a full screen attack, but you need far away, and then it will jump up. So it will jump and attack you 3 times. So this is the second time, and now the third time. Each time you jump, it leaves this rock on the ground, and it will jump towards you. And if it knocks into one of the rock, it will get itself stunned, and this is time for you to deal attack. In a few seconds later, it will wake up and deal another kind of full screen attack. I mean, if you're far away enough from this so-called full screen attack, you won't get hurt. And then it will just repeat it again with 3 jumps and then 1 knock into the rock. So basically, it repeats like a few things to add. One is that after some time, you need 3 rocks to stun it. So if itself knock into 1 rock is not enough, it will knock into 3 rocks and then it can be stunned. So that is why you need some sort of decent DPS to finish this fight. You can't let it drag for too long. And another thing annoying about this fight is there's no other way to stun or freeze or control Zhujian. Like I'm using a freezing build and I just cannot freeze it. It's very annoying. Anyways, it's a difficult fight, but you can finish it. Once this battle is finished, you will get a special item, an orb from this mysterious person, and he will also talk about the philosophy difference between Taoist Mind Pavilion and the Mindsnap Temple. So basically, the Taoist Mind Pavilion believes that heaven chosen is just nature's law. It's that it is stronger than others, but once they die, their Taoist fruit will come back to the nature. So it is nature's circle. It's a bit like, what Mufasa told Simba in The Lion King. The lion eats zebra, zebra eats the grass, but when the lion dies, their corpse will become to feed the grass, etc., etc. But of course, the Mindsnap Temple don't believe this thing. They believe every single life should be born equal, therefore they will deliberately strike down heaven chosen and kill them. So it's kind of, in a way, it's normal that maybe that's why the Mindsnap Temple destiny is actually good for wood build, for grass. Anyways, once this is done, the game will tell you the location of the 2 people, Tianxuan and the Bitterfly. So it's actually, now you need to give this orb to one of them, and whichever you choose, that will determine what kind of rewrite destiny you will get, Supernova Sword or Kingdom of Dark River. Of course, it will also change the affinity a bit, but if you have always chosen the way around, this won't change the total affinity that much. So I will especially show you that this character, the male character, I have been on the Taoist Mind Pavilion side all the time, but I will give this orb to Bitterfly, and then once we continue this quest, you will see that I still on the Taoist Mind Pavilion side. And yes, when you give this orb to Bitterfly Spirit, she will show her face. It is a little bit disappointing. But okay, I should not comment on people's looks. Anyways, now you get a chance you can either agree to pass on or refuse to offer. It actually doesn't matter at all. I mean, if you agree to pass on, you will gain the destiny. I mean, you will change your down mind, which actually is good because this won't change your whole nameless down mind. Instead, it will actually add, you will still have nameless, but it will add 40 luck to your down mind. It's actually a great deal. The only problem is next time, every time in your breakthrough, you will offer this Kingdom of Dark River in this case as one of the options. So instead of 9 options in Chaos, you have 8 options. And yeah, here you can delete one of them. You can do that, but also be like me that don't choose anything. In that case, you don't need to get the Kingdom of Dark River. And I think 3 months later, you will see this event again. So basically, you meet Tianbao. And this time, Sage Tianbao is not a fake one who tried to kill you, but actually a real one. So even though you see NPCs start to say that, oh, this one has been selling bad Dao fruits, but you can choose either to join the beating or choose to help him. So since this character is always on the Taoist Mind Pavilion side, so I will choose to help Tianbao. And I will try to keep this character still on the Taoist Mind Pavilion side for the next step of this quest. Even though this character actually can get hint of Dark River Destiny. Okay, it tells you 3 days, but it will usually take more than that. So then you will receive this message. The time has come for Mindsnap Temple to hit its entire force on Taoistman Pavilion in a life and death battle. Let us be quick. And then you can join this battle just here. And yeah, this is Taoistman Pavilion's actual place. And here is the Tianxuan again. I'm sorry that Tianxuan, I did not give the orb to you. But now maybe I can help you to fight against Bitterfly Spirit. And yeah, again, some kind of battles between them. Then you can choose ironic or regretful. Actually, in Chinese, regretful is a little bit more like flirting, but here I don't really see it. Anyway, you can say choose deal with easily or fight with Tianxuan together. Bitterfly Spirit can be a little bit tough, and she's almost always a wood cultivator. And so here I chose with Tianxuan to help me. After all, Tianxuan Supernova Sword is still quite helpful. And then you finish the battle. So, and here I just want to ensure you again see that I still have nameless unique, the Mindsnap Temple one. Anyways, after this battle, sometime Tianxuan will come to you again and say that, oh, that battle, the so-called Taoist Mind Pavilion, which is destroyed, was never really our real thing. It's just a decoy. And the black robe person appeared still there, and Bitterfly Spirit, is she still alive? Etc., etc., and then he will invite you to the actual Taoist Mind Pavilion. And yeah, he is right, because those black robed people will still appear in the yearly or monthly notification, even though that you finish this quest. It's a bit weird, but that's how it is. And now we can get into the actual Taoist Mind Pavilion and meet Tianxuan here. And you see the giant tree here. So of course, this tree is actually Taoist divine tree, and used to be an ordinary tree, but because they have been giving a lot of Taoist fruits, and it ended up become a spiritual item. So yeah, and he will tell you things about that, and you can accept the gift. I mean, there's no point to refuse it here. So you will gain actually a mount, and this mount will actually brings you Taoist fruits every few months. It's definitely not every per year. It's more than that for sure. Every few months you will get some kind of fruits. It's nice. And here we get the mind to share achievement. And for the female character, which I'm always on the Mindsnap Temple side, I will give this orb to Tianxuan instead. And of course, this will bring me the Supernova Sword Destiny if I chose to. But I think here I just did not choose to do it. It's okay, it will continue the quest. You don't need to choose to accept this thing if you do not need Supernova Sword. So it's the same thing here. I will just keep it. And in the next event, I joined with Tianbao's beating, so that Mindsnap Temple likes me more. And yeah, it's still the same thing. It will continues. And again, 3 days time. No, not 3 days time. And let's again come to the battle. And now it's a Bitterfly Spirit who is welcoming me. And yeah, so she will talk with Tianxuan and everything about that. And you only get options to help Bitterfly Spirit this time, okay? So again, you can choose to fight by myself or let's handle it together. It doesn't matter. Let's do it. Finally, after the battle, after some time, this time is a Bitterfly Spirit who is coming to you saying, it's been a while, I found my friend. And she says basically the same thing, except, Taoist Mind Pavilion and War Mindsnap Temple has been swept. And even the same thing about, the black-robed person at the end you don't need to care about. So yeah, it is the same thing. Anyways, she will introduce you to the real Mindsnap Temple, and you can sort of see that the building looks a bit different from Taoist Mind Pavilion as well. So yeah, and now if you come in, you will be introduced to their giant water pool instead of a giant tree. So whatever this wood, water pool, again, It's just a simple thing, but since they sealed all the destiny in the aura, it becomes a spiritual thing. Again, you can accept the gift, and it's still a little mount, and it is a mystical fox. And accepting this fox, you're actually getting two ways to get the Dao fruits, the skill fruits. So one is just equipping it, it will give you a fruit to kill someone, okay? But also, once you finish this one, Mindsnap, you can be received some quest. So Mindsnap Temple Mystery Man will say, "Greetings, my lord. At a priest's order, I'm taking a wait to you. If you can destroy the Taoist man of heaven chosen within a certain time, we'll give you even more reward." So I'm here, he already gave us heal fruits, and you will have this quest to destroy heaven chosen's mind. And you don't need to finish it, because he actually tells you don't need to finish it. So if you don't want to do it, don't do. But if you want to do it, you need to find the heaven chosen, not you, but this woman maybe. And then you will need to attack them and defeat them in battle, of course. And you actually have to do it quite a few times, because in not only you have to defeat them in battle, you also need to actually humiliate them. And yeah, defeat them in battle is not easy. Yeah, it's not difficult, but now, so you can choose the way to humiliate this person, and actually have a chance to being humiliated as well. So there's a chance thing. But anyways, now you see you humiliate a bit, and her Dao mind sort of decreases. And this is the point, because you want to at least, I think, 6 times humiliate them, so that this Dao mind will actually go to shatter, and she will not be in the heaven chosen anymore. And that's how you finish this quest. Again, if you do not want to do it, don't do it. And yeah, I didn't even equip this mount, and you can still get this quest, as you can see. So, but once you equip it, you can gain, just by equipping, you can already gain the Taoist fruit. I think by killing a person, that's how you do it. And by the way, if you go to the arena, and you will see that, okay, the reward from this tournament will be less. It's because you are choosing the other side. And by the way, this is how the fox looks. I do like how the fox looks. And if you chose the Taoist Man Pavilion side, of course, the tournament reward will increase. And that will conclude the Taoist Mind Pavilion versus Mindsnap Temple quest. And it is a quest designed for you to get more skill fruits, and it was designed from getting skill fruit. However, now since you already have the Jade Blossom Shrine, skill fruit is not a problem anymore. And therefore, you... this is more like a fun quest for you to get Supernova Sword or Kingdom of Dark River. So I hope you like this content. So please consider leave a like or subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.